What's up everybody and welcome to some more Rimworld, but not just any old Rimworld playthrough. We are going to be doing another zombie city survival scenario similar to the one I did a few months back. If you didn't see that one, it was a lot of fun. I had a blast playing it and I knew coming back to this a few months later I could improve and make the playthrough a lot more enjoyable for not only myself, but you guys, the viewers, as well. So I've added all sorts of new things. I've gotten a lot more experience under my belt. We have a whole new set of mods we're going to be checking out as well to help us fight back the zombie scourge, but also going to add some interesting difficulties to our playthrough as well. So you'll get to see all of that. Now, if you are interested in the mods I'm going to be using, maybe you want to download them yourself, maybe, just maybe, you want to play along, you'll be able to go down below in the description of this video, find a link to my Steam Workshop folder where I will have all the mods listed there. You could pick them up yourself there, you could play along and join me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into our story, our scenario with a new colony. Like I said, I've already set the scenario up, so we'll kind of just get right in here, and then once we get into the game, I'll kind of explain what we're up against. Now, for the AI storyteller, we will be going with Randy Random, and the losing is fun. We're going to reload anytime mode, and the seed, if you care to play along, is going to be zombie. All of the settings here you will just keep at their regular settings and click generate. This is going to go ahead and bring up this beautiful looking planet here, which I've already selected my starting location. Oh, but first the Zombieland settings. I'm keeping them pretty much basic. The only thing that I am changing is I'm removing the albino zombies from the game. I do not like them. I do not find them fun at all. If you want to keep them in your game, that's perfectly fine, but I will be taking them out of mine. All right, so coming here into our world, we've got the perfect starting spot. Like I said, I've already selected it, and it's here by this roadway. I like the general starting location. I think that there is an adequate amount of factions and locations to explore within walking distance. So this makes for a good spot, especially being close to the road. Gives us the opportunity to grab the road and take it off to different locations for that speed bonus. Now, starting right here, there's no real particular reason why I selected this location. I mainly just did it because of the stone types. It has both slate and marble, and they are, in my opinion, very pleasing to the eye stones to use for constructing, so I thought, why not? As for advanced and the map size, we will not be utilizing this to select our map size. I've already selected the map size in a mod, so this will just be null and void. When we get into the game, I'll show you what the actual map size is going to be. Let's go ahead and meet the team who is going to be surviving. It's underneath the prepare carefully, and I've already set the preset up. I'll go ahead and load that. We've got Task Force Stalin. These are the guys that are going to be down there surviving, fighting off the zombies. Now, I could introduce them here, but I'm going to introduce them in the game because there's a little bit of a backstory as to why they're here, and I want you guys to see that before you actually meet my setup. So we'll go ahead and start the game and confirm we're ready to start. You and your task force are assigned to investigate an emergency signal activated on the planet Verithian. Interestingly enough, no one in the task force has actually heard of Verithian, and the planet itself doesn't show up in any Imperial logs. The Empire simply gives you the coordinates to the planet's location with a mission file to investigate the signal and report any findings to, and only to, the Imperial Arcane Development and Research, or ADR headquarters. The lack of information in the mission briefing, including enemy combatants we may face, is also severely lacking. I have a suspicion ADR is somehow involved with what we are doing, but I don't know how, at least not yet. So here comes our highly trained Special Force Task Force. Oh, coming in a little rough. Obviously, landing on something that exploded, that is a new that's a new for me. That did not happen last time. So No Name is obviously going to flee from the fire, as is everybody else. And we already have an issue with our gear burning, so I'm already starting in a pretty rough spot. The game could not have dealt me a worse hand. Okay, well, the fire is burning in the background. Why don't I go ahead and introduce our characters who are then going to have to race to put this fire out and hopefully not burn to death. We've got Sabouts. He is the military commissar. He is the leader of the task force, and that is obvious by his skills. All of these guys are going to have high shooting skills. They are special forces after all, but he is especially known for his skill in social, pretty good intellectual. He dabbles a little bit in construction and stuff like that. They all have very basic medical as well because they had to learn some medical to become special forces. Our friend Ark here, he is the combat engineer of the group. He does most of the constructing and crafting of and repairing of all of the teammates' gear. Also good in shooting. Then we move on over to No Name. He is the combat chef of the group. Good at cooking, good at managing food resources such as planting and things like that. He'll be pretty useful for keeping our crew fed. Moving on to Lord. He is the assassin, a little bit of the outlier of the group. He really can't do a whole lot to help. He's only good at killing, obviously demonstrated by his shooting and melee capability. However, he does have a soft side, and that soft side is his love for animals and his love for art. Now, what he's painting as pictures, we can only imagine. They can't be good, but I'm sure they're very tasteful. Then we've got our man Phil here. In fact, we'll go ahead and rename him to Dr. Phil. It is only appropriate because Dr. Phil here, he is the infantry medic of the group. He's actually the least capable out of the group in terms of combat. That's because he's usually more busy saving people's lives. He's got excellent medical with a high passion in it. He's also very intelligent, coming with a very nice research bonus. He's going to be pretty useful for progressing our colony, helping us to develop. Now, they all came with traits that are pretty fitting as well, and I tried to balance the traits as best as possible, but these guys are special forces, and so they are going to be the best of the best in terms of colonists and pawns in general. So my man Sabouts here, he's physically deaf, iron-willed, and abrasive, which feels fitting for a leader, especially a commissar on top of that. Ark here being the combat engineer, he's transhumanist. He always dreams of being a cyborg of sorts. He's also industrious, getting that global work speed bonus. No Name, he's got a great memory, and he's also a gourmand. He's going to eat a lot more, but he's got great cooking. Lord here, being an assassin, he's got that bloodlust, so can be a problem sometimes starting social fights with others, but at least he doesn't get disgusted by the sight of blood or death. And imagining his body count, it's probably something that he's grown accustomed to over the course of his life. He's also very tough. He could take a pretty good beating. Dr. Phil, he's a quick sleeper and a fast learner. He's just so busy and so intelligent. He has little time for sleep, and he's always trying to learn. So there we go. That is our characters. Now, I guess the biggest thing to do is to probably deal with the fire, but let's take a look at least at the map. So this map is fairly large. In fact, I think it's almost double or a little less than double the size of the average Rimworld map. If we draw the zone across here, you can see it is 380 tiles. That's a lot of tiles. And it's 380 by 380, so a nice little square here. Now, looking at the map, we can see all sorts of buildings, and these buildings are filled with all sorts of really good items, but we just don't know what's in them until we go out and explore. So that's going to be a very key portion of the beginning of our playthrough, especially because we've only got 5 days until the zombies actually start appearing on the map, on the edges of the map here. I think the most important thing is going to be looking for a suitable spot as a base. So we're going to spend a little bit of time discussing that, and then we're going to let our pawns go so they can get stuff moved and, most importantly, get stuff hauled into where our base location is going to be. So all in all, I like this. Very nice, densely packed city. It's looking pretty promising. I'm seeing a couple water sources on the map. Looks like maybe some farmland. I haven't spotted an ancient danger yet, but you can be sure that there is probably, maybe here or something. There's probably one or two on the map. At least a map this large should have something. Something for us to be able to check out. All right, well, let's see. Let's take a look at where we're going to set up first, and then we'll unpause. So this corner looks pretty promising. It's got a water source, though. We actually aren't going to need that. I'm not sure if I want to build in the corner. There's always two situations in these scenarios I find, and that is you either pick a corner and take the defensive bonus, which is basically you can't get attacked from two different edges, but you put everything on the other side of the map at risk of being destroyed before you can collect it. So if there's really good items in this corner, or say we set up in this corner and there's really good items in this corner, we're kind of out on those items. The other selection is setting up somewhere near the center of the map so you have equal distance around all edges. However, obviously the problem with that is that you lose that defensive bonus by being able to defend from two different sides. I think, though, kind of looking at the map briefly, not really being super impressed by any corner. This one's not too bad. This one's got too much water to make it really good for building. This one's a little hard to kind of lay the parameter out and wall. I think we're going to go with the center of the map. In fact, this actually caught my eye before I even really made the decision by laying everything out. I think that this is where I want to build. The reason being is that I like this small little grid here. It'll make a great base for our 5 survivors. I like these buildings here in the center. They look very promising. These are probably bedrooms, just based off the layout, my experience playing. I'd say these are probably bedrooms as well, and probably a few crafting areas in here. So we'll already get a boost on top of all of that. We'll also get a solar generator right in the beginning. Maybe can even snag this solar generator within our walls. And it looks fairly easy to actually wall off. If we needed to wall it off quickly, a wall here, 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 and here would already guarantee us the center of this location. But I'm going to be a little bit more greedy than that. I think I'm going to go ahead and try and wall off the outside of this wall area and take all of that over, so that way I get the roadway as a nice buffer zone between the wall and what is going to affectionately become my main base. This will give me the ability to kind of put some distance between me and the zombies or raiders if they do break through the walls. Now, I think that's about it. We're going to want to search these buildings around, but let's deal with the fire situation because our gear right now is actually burning. So we're going to go here and set everybody up. We definitely want them firefighting. Arch actually can't do firefight, but everybody else can. Dr. Phil's going to be our doctor, but we will have 2 doctors on standby just in case. And we do want them all to do bed rest, basic stuff like that. So let's do that. The rest of this we'll set up a little bit later. I think I do want to make sure these guys are fighting this fire. So let's expand the home area to here because that should cause them to go into firefighting mode, I think. Well, if not, then I can just simply force them all to fight the fire. That's probably better anyway. Okay, Lord's already taking a hit because things are blowing up, but I think he'll be all right. All right. Well, unfortunately, the fire, I can already tell, is just going to get out of hand. So let's move the group out. That is a rough start. In all my practice runs, I never had anything like that happen. So I guess it is what it is. With that being said, then the only other thing I can do is go ahead and equip our guys with the gear that didn't get destroyed in the fire. Oh, there's marine armor in there. What a shame. And all of our food went up in flames, or is going up in flames as well. So yeah, there's a couple of things we're missing out on, including guns that are going up in flames. Well, that's alright. Like I said, let's go ahead and get our group equipped with all the gear that showed up. There we go. So they'll go ahead and put all of that on. After that, I would like them to equip all of the pants. I'm actually having them do this because they can do it before stuff burns. I think some of the helmets are in here, but 2 of the helmets are here, so we can at least get those 2. And I want my character to actually equip that gun real quick, and then that, because the gun is about to burn. We'll have No Name equip the G36. Alright, and then go ahead and force wear that and that. Oh, they're picking it up versus equipping it actually. Well, that's not a bad idea. Alright, let's have No Name wear that. And Lord, go ahead and equip your weapon here. No Name, that's your chain shotgun. Alright. And let's go ahead and take the home zone away and just let Mother Nature run its course, I guess. We already know where we want to set up anyway, so why don't we go ahead and do that. Bring our group down here, draw a home zone around this, and claim everything. So here is what is going to become home. I think that makes a lot of sense. I could push it a little bit further, but I think this is fine for now. And why don't I claim the same area so I can make sure I own everything in it. Alright. And now we actually got to find what is in it. Now, how's Lord? Took a few burns, but it looks like he's going to be okay. Alright. I do want to go ahead and have my guy equip this now. And I know some of these guys have helmets. They might have picked up or other things. No Name, go ahead and equip the shotgun. We'll wear that, and Dr. Phil, that's for you. So Arch is the only one that doesn't have... Wow. Arch is the only one that doesn't, or Arc here, sorry, is the only one that doesn't have a weapon, so it is what it is. Okay. So everybody's going to be turned off. They're going to need meals and stuff. Now Arc here, he's actually the fastest, so let's go ahead and have him do the exploring. And right off the bat, we got some bedrooms, which is good. Oh, a couple bedrooms. How many is it? 3? Perfect. So we've already got 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. Looks like we've already got 5 bedrooms. That's nice. So we'll go ahead and claim these beds here. And this bed. Oh no, that's not a bedroom. Alright, well let's see if there's anything in these buildings here. We've got a fabrication bench. I guess that might come in handy in the future. Let's check the other area. Looks like we might not lose everything, but we definitely lost the meals. The rain now finally putting the fire out. Alright, so we got a nice dining area, a wooden poker table, another poker table. Alright, so this area is not looking as promising as I thought, but at least we've got some of the beds. Lord here actually getting tended to right now. I haven't seen anything else that's been super great. Let's see if we luck out here. Okay, some herbal medicine and some food. Not sure if we lost the medicine we showed up with. I think we might have. So that's not too bad. And we also found ourselves an M4A1. So I guess I'll have Ark go ahead and equip that. He's the only one without a weapon right now. There's some Molotov cocktails. A couple other things here. Nothing really too useful. I'll go ahead and get the pemmican cleared off here though, because our group can start eating that right away. Now let's go ahead and start setting up some jobs for our survivors here. We've got a little bit of steel we can use. We've got some steel over here as well. I think I'm gonna go with steel walls, eventually upgrading to stone walls, but steel walls right now will give us an early game, easy to build wall that is fireproof, so that's what we're gonna want. Steel's a resource we definitely have plenty of. Now, do I want to follow that or do I want to build on the other side of it? I think I want to build on the other side of it, so it will require me deconstructing a few things. Let's get that situated first. We know that this, and actually we'll get more steel out of it, so let's deconstruct these. This wall is stone, so I think we'll leave that. We will deconstruct this, but we'll leave the other stone walls as well. So this wood wall will have to be deconstructed, and so won't this wood wall. All right, perfect. So let's get those done. Oh, actually, real quickly, let's set everybody up. So we know I'm going to be the main warden. I also could do some hunting and hauling and cleaning for now, and research. Ark here, he's going to be our main constructor, so we will let him go here in a bit so he can go do that. I'm also going to set myself to help with some of the constructing when I'm not doing other things, especially right now, actually. And I'd like No Name to help out with some constructing too. But No Name is going to be our cook, most importantly. He can be a chef. He's also got to handle the growing when we get and the plant cutting when we get that all set up. Lord can't do a whole lot, so he actually could be the hunter. That would make way more sense than all of them, since it's the only thing he really can do. He will handle when he can, though, and do art when he can. And Dr. Phil can help with some of the growing and plant cutting, but at the end of the day, research is pretty important. He can help with some cleaning, and he's the doctor first and foremost. All right, let's set up a stockpile so we can start hauling stuff. I guess a good area for the stockpile is probably in here. I think it makes the most sense. It can eventually expand to this area over here. So we'll set up a stockpile zone like so. And we'll go ahead and allow all these items. In fact, I'll just go ahead and allow them right now as they are in this area. I'm not going to allow the items outside of it because I don't want our haulers wasting time hauling items that are within the base. They can do that when the zombies start coming. I just want them to focus right now on hauling items that are outside of the base. Items we might have a hard time getting to once the zombies show up. All right, so more steel in here, which is perfect for our walls. Aside from that, not a whole lot. I'll go ahead and put a wooden door up. And so that's the base discovered. Not the best location, but I see that No Name's already taken this wall down and is looking pretty promising with some of the batteries in there. Let's see, there's another solar generator we might be able to tap in. Is there anything else that makes sense? Not a whole lot, really. So we lost all those meals. We've got pemmican people can eat, and it looks like we're already moving towards that. Let's also build a wooden door here so we can get to this dining table. I guess either this table or this table is our best bet right now. That could be deconstructed. All right, let's go see what's over here. 4 days and 19 hours till the zombies show up. We need to find another bed. Is there going to be a bed here that we can deconstruct and move? There is. Perfect. So we'll get our other bedroom set up. Eventually we will build proper bedrooms, but for now things are okay the way they are. I think we can make this another bedroom, so we will want that stuff hauled out. And a steel bed claimed and reinstalled at that location. Let's have Ark do that right now, actually. That'd be a great job for him. So the rest of the crew keeps getting a few more things done. Alright, so they found a little table there they can use. Now, I'm going to want these animals to leave eventually, or maybe I hunt them. I'll figure that out. And I'm going to want to start laying out some of the basics of the wall. So let's start setting that up. Like I said, we're going to go with steel walls. We can leave this door here so we can enter this building for searching for items, but I think I might want to repair this at some point. There could be really good stuff here we can haul and use. As for everything else, I think I'll build this down to here and over like that. And we'll start getting that walled off. We will need a dumping stockpile at some point. We probably don't need it now. So let's just focus on some of the things that matter the most, which is getting the wall built and having Ark do the exploring. Now he's heading off to do what? Use a telescope for recreation. So is that really the closest telescope? I was going to say if there was one closer, I might grab it. There is some marine armor here, and it looks like the helmets did survive. So I would like to get them hauled. If I actually go ahead and set some of this up and forbid some of this, then they will come and haul it so long as I don't queue too much up, because if I queue too much up, then they'll never get anything hauled. You can see I'm doing most of the hauling right now. We should probably have some other people help us haul as well. In fact, the people who can also haul are pretty good at constructing, so I guess I really am going to be the only hauler right now. We do have the possibility to find robots that might help us, so if we can get a hauler robot, that would be a game changer. Okay, Ark's using that telescope. I actually would like to claim that and reinstall it in our location, so as soon as he's done using that, he can bring it back to home base to be set up and used by our guys here. We'll actually put it here in the center, like so. I like how our base has a little courtyard. That's kind of cool. That'll be really handy, I think. Probably where we'll start setting up our first farms. I'm off to haul some wood. We do need to make it a little more accessible, maybe. Let's see what path he takes. So he's heading all the way around. I guess that probably is the safest path. All right, go ahead and take that telescope with you before you head back. I also got to assign this room. Lord's already got a bed, so let's assign the other ones. It doesn't matter who gets what right now. It just matters that everybody has a place to sleep. No Name's getting the first walls up. Lord's been fully healed, but he doesn't have a whole lot to do besides hunt. I could go ahead and set some animals up to be hunted. We don't have a butcher table here, but we do have one up here. So we can claim that and reinstall it so we can start making meals, because I guess we are kind of hurting on meals right now. Probably the best place for the butcher table will be in here, close to the stockpile. And close to what's going to probably be our dining area up here. We've got a normal poker table, a wooden. I'll probably keep the wooden poker table and deconstruct all of this. Reinstall this chair. Let me go ahead and actually claim all the furniture now that we've explored this location, because originally all I had claimed was the walls. There we go. Oh, that's actually a slate dining table. Okay, perfect. So we'll get that moved, and if we can find some type of kitchen. Oh, we've got a robot. We've got an ER and a builder base station. Okay, we're going to want to definitely grab those up. Also some thrumbo horns that might be worth grabbing. But the builder station could be really good in the beginning. It is only a builder 1 station. It can't do a whole lot, but it can at least start helping us out. And the ER station can heal us if we need it. So let's go ahead and install that bad boy. I don't know, I guess over here for now. And the builder station will install here. Now, these stations unfortunately will probably not work very well, because if I click on power, you will see that the city is one gigantic grid. And it does burn through its power pretty quickly. So we'll probably have to disconnect from the grid if we stand any hope of making this work. Now, right now the grid's functioning perfectly. You can see batteries are charging, solar generators are working fine, but once the zombies come and start burning everything down, different parts of the grid will be severed, and it'll be almost impossible to get a good connection from the city. So at some point, it'll be best to just sever all of the connections heading out of our base so that we can replace them with our own power grid running inside the base, and we'll be in a little bit more control of our power consumption and use. It's definitely the way we're going to want to take the game. Now, Ark here, he's heading off to install the butcher table. Not a bad idea, because I do think I want to have Dr. Phil here. Not Dr. Phil, I'm sorry. I want to have Lord here start hunting as soon as possible so we can get a better source for meals. I think we also need to get a light installed in there. For now, it doesn't seem like anybody's going to be using this light, so why don't we put it right next to our table, like so. There we go. And Ark is already on that. I'm continuing to haul. I do have this nice marine armor. I think I'll go ahead and actually have my character wear that. He'll be a little bit slower, but at least he'll be a lot more protected. If we can find more good armor, I might take advantage of that. Let's go ahead and use Lord to do a little bit of exploring while the rest of the crew is busy, especially now that Ark can go ahead and start doing some constructing. So over here, not a whole lot. We do have a pain stick. No idea what that is. Crowd suppression and torture weapon. Pretty cool. We've got EMP grenades as well. It could be useful. A heart. And some glitter world medicine. I'll go ahead and collect the glitter world medicine now because we can use that for our base. The infinite chem reactor is also a nice find, but I'll leave it there because we should be able to acquire it at some point. Oh, but what did we find up here? A couple of lavish meals. I'd like to pick those up, as well as the muffalo meat and the chocolate. We have a burn gauntlet. No idea what that is. A drill arm. Coagulator, a very good find. A BM01 razor, very good weapon. And up here, probably one of the better things, 3 psychic emanators, which I want to grab all of because we should be able to use those. Psychic emanators, if you're not aware, release a positive mood boosting signal to anybody that's around it, so they're great to put in things like dining rooms, recreation areas, and workshop areas. So that's a pretty good find. All right, so I think what we'll do though is we will leave it off here. We are out of time for this episode. What do you guys think of the series? Are you excited to follow along and play this with me? I'm super excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. I've spent hours setting this up. I actually spent a full day setting all of this up and downloading all these mods, making sure it all works together perfectly. I think this is going to be our best run yet, certainly our most entertaining. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think and how excited are you for the series. Also, channel members will be having naming rights for the characters throughout the playthrough. However, if I run out of channel member names, anybody else is free to join on a first come, first serve basis. So if you want to throw your name down below in the comment section, I'll be happy to add it to my list. And maybe you'll be joining our little task force here, trying to uncover the mysteries of this planet. I want to thank you all for joining me. Hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.